Welcome back, everybody. It's your friend Jay Victor with another episode of Official Rules, a Sweepstakes podcast. How are you on this beautiful New England Tuesday evening? Today is March 25th. Got a few things to cover, a couple more wins, a new top five, and a new review of another sweepstakes site that I had never used until today, and impressed, to say the least. Have you used any of the sites that I've told you about? Do you have any big wins that you'd like to tell me about? How is your sweeping going? Email lines are open, sweepstakespodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's sweepstakespodcast, all one word, @gmail.com. So, what's the latest and greatest? Well, I mentioned this during a sweeper meeting this past Sunday. As I mentioned again, today is Tuesday. And I've already figured out the name of this episode, or at least I thought I had a name, because one of my previous episodes in regards to my second Lunchables win was titled Deja Vu. And up until, I think it was yesterday, or maybe the day before. Yeah, it was before yesterday on Sunday. I had let a few people know about a third win from Lunchables, a third grand prize win. And I was going to call the episode Treja Vu until yesterday morning on Monday, when I received my fourth notification of a grand prize win from the Lunchables $1 Million Gaming Sweep. And at this point, sweeping and life itself does not seem real. I feel like I've cracked the matrix, or at least found a glitch in it. And the only glitch to be had was actually buying the product that we've been buying for years, except this time keeping the receipt and uploading it, which at this point, folks, not only am I'm kind of gobsmacked about what's going on with this sweepstakes, I'm in a bit of a panic mode as to what to do with all this gear. I may have one spoken for from a family member who was looking to buy it. I am keeping one for myself, and one of our sweeping pals mentioned that it might be good to do a giveaway. So I have to figure out the logistics and legalities and taxation or non-taxation stuff to that regard, but we'll see what happens. The interesting thing is, today being the 25th, the notification I received for the third grand prize win came in on the 18th. The declaration and all the paperwork, once I get the email, is done immediately on the spot and sent back, along with a reply to the email noting, saying, thank you for the great news, etc., just so I know that I've responded to it. But previously, when I had won the grand prizes, I had received something within the first 3 days, and it has been since the 18th, which it's been a full week, and I have not received anything for the third grand prize. So I'm wondering if, maybe they're just cutting me off or what's going on. So I'm not going to start beating down their doors for any prizes as of yet, but certainly surreal. And like I had mentioned before, folks, you didn't want to sleep on this contest because it was really easy to win either grand prizes or gift cards or what have you. So 4 grand prizes from Lunchables overall, 3 just in this month of March alone, which is by far the biggest month in, well, yeah, I'll say by far the biggest month in sweeping. I did win those Super Bowl tickets in February, which I had to decline. That had a value equal to the 3 prizes I won in March. The good thing about March and Lunchables is that I was actually able to collect 2 of the 4 so far, so we'll see what happens with the rest of them. But beyond a sweepstakes that has a ton of prizes like Lunchables, I received notification yesterday as well that I was a winner in the Cisco Brewers St. Patrick's Day prize package. This prize consists of a cornhole set, a cooler, 4 t-shirts, 4 sweatshirts, and 4 hats. And I was really shocked on that one, only because unlike the Lunchables prize packs, which there's 65 grand prizes and like 7,000 gift cards that they're giving out, when you win a prize from a sweepstakes that has just 1 prize or 1 set of prizes, it's pretty awesome. Now, this one, obviously it's, not a computer gaming setup, or, comparatively, it's a different prize. But anything that can get you and your family and the kids outside, for instance, playing a game of cornhole, is good by me. And believe it or not, those sweatshirts, I'm hoping they're hoodies, because I absolutely love wearing hoodies all the way up until it gets unbearable in the summer. But I will be sure to share the love and spread the love through Cisco Brewers and the fine prize package that they've provided here. So thank you, Cisco Brewers, for a great sweep, and I'm very thankful for winning. And onward and upward, I guess, as they say. So 2 big wins. The Cisco prize package looks like it is a non-taxable event. Looks like it comes in just under the threshold. The Lunchables, as always, will be a taxable event. And I got to figure out something with these PCs or prizes, because as of right now, I'm going to get absolutely killed on my taxes next year. But that will be a problem for me in 2026. And we move forward and we try to win more. So this week, a lot of people actually reached out on the email. So listeners of the show, just giving praise, telling me about how their sweeping's going. I love hearing from people who listen to the podcast. So thank you, as always, for reaching out. But also, I had some folks reach out from sweeping sites, and this, I have to imagine this is a kind of, an avalanche based on reviewing iWin contests and shouting out a bunch of sweepstakes sites that were on the Contest Queens page. And I did get an email and some contact from Wendy from Sweetie's Sweeps, which I have heard a ton about, but never visited the site. I heard a lot about it from the folks in a contesting group that I'm in, known as the Success Squad, that's run by our friend Lori. And Sweetie Sweeps always comes up as a great site to use, but I've been using the same process and the same method for years and years. So that site, as well as, to be honest, pretty much every other site out there, I never used until I started doing the reviews as a part of the podcast, just to obviously freshen things up, give a different perspective, and to change the show around a little bit just so you don't hear the same stale stuff over and over again. So Wendy was gracious enough to reach out and introduce herself, and she let me know that she is also from Connecticut, which was wild because in such a small state, we don't have many, or to my knowledge, active sweepstakes groups. She did let me know about a group online on Facebook, so that was certainly appreciated. And she was gracious enough to provide me with a trial membership so I could take a look at her site. Now, there are actually 2 sites, which really surprised me. So the one that I had poked around on before she had reached out to me was sweetiesweeps.com. And I had taken a look at the site, and from what I've seen, it's real clean. And what I love about this site, specifically Sweeties Sweeps, is that if you hover over a prize tab, it tells you, okay, there's prizes for babies and kids, books and magazines, electronics and tech, health and beauty, miscellaneous, pet prizes, cash and gift cards. So if you want to focus on one particular type of prize, or you want to avoid certain prizes, you can do that. You could also hover over entry type. So they'll show you Pinterest sweeps, mail-ins, Instagram, Facebook sweeps, voting sweeps, Canadian sweeps for our friends in Canada. So the site is broken down in a fantastic way. It's got a great about section. There's a sweeping 101 section, which I probably should have visited before doing my own sweeping 101, but there's a free download for a sweeping book, an electronic book that you can download. And this website has everything soup to nuts, and it's free. Now, obviously, with most free sites, there's a lot of ads and banners and advertisements playing in video windows, a banner at the bottom, a banner at the side. When you get to the actual sweepstakes, they have ads in there because in many cases, these are small businesses. So folks have to make money based on ads, and it is what it is. But the breakdown, the look of the site, in my opinion, it has a great look. But when Wendy reached out to me, she let me know that, from lack of a better term, the lack of my research, I didn't know that there was a site with a paywall, which there is, and that is Sweetie's Secret Sweeps, which you figure would be the same website with the ads removed and that's it. Well, to be completely frank, unless I'm missing something, because I've only had, small parts of the day today to look over it. And by the way, the top 5 that I do, obviously will be curated from this site. This to me looks like a completely different site than Sweetie's Sweeps. So, it goes from the font, the look, the layout, the colors, how the sweepstakes are actually laid out. This looks completely different to me. If I'm missing something, someone reach out to me, but this to me is completely different. And as far as going behind the paywall and paying for a site, I'll tell you one thing that I've noticed on this site that she does better than anyone I've seen. The sweepstakes themselves, and they're broken down by national, military and restricted groups, multi-state sweepstakes, local sweepstakes. You can click a button for sweeps that are new today. You could click one for ones that are ending today. There's a favorite section, codes and answers. There's a very nice member forum if you want to chat with other people. The amount of money you pay, and I believe from what I saw was $50 a year. And again, if that's incorrect, let me know. This may be well worth it to you if you are just starting out sweeping and you want something that is super organized. Because when you go to the sweepstakes directory, and we'll go over it a little bit more once I do the top 5, you get a nice listing of when the sweepstake was added to the site. You get a begin date and an end date. You could leave a comment on every sweep. They have eligibility right up front on every sweepstakes. They have an enter button. But as I mentioned, the thing that she does better that I've seen than anyone else, there is a note on many of the sweepstakes, and the word note is highlighted in red. And this will tell you things such as you may be disqualified or they don't accept entries from a sweepstakes site. So make sure you copy and paste it. Never seen that on any sweepstakes site up front. I've also seen notes where they say transportation is not included. So if I was a member of Sweetie's Secret Sweeps when I was entering the Bud Light sweepstakes for the Super Bowl, I would have seen that note that said transportation is not included, and I could have saved a lot of my time and effort and energy from not entering that sweepstake, knowing that as nice as the Super Bowl trip is, because obviously the transportation's not included and I'd have to pay out of pocket, I would not have entered that sweep. There's also notes on some of them that say by entering online, you agree to receive email communication from the sponsors. So again, one thing I've noticed on this pay site that I have never noticed on any other site are those specific, very helpful notes. Another one I see here, your social media account must be set to public. This is a huge help to where if you're actually pulled or selected as a winner, you know upfront that obviously, your account has to be set to public, or, it just helps you not get disqualified, basically. And again, I'm going to be reviewing other sweepstakes sites, but when I saw this, I was super, super, super impressed that they had included that in the site. So once I got access to the site, I was able to poke through, obviously curate the top 5 for this week. I checked out the member forum a little bit. I went through the different local and national sweepstakes, and it's got an absolutely great breakdown of everything on the website. There is also on every sweep a plus button that says full details. So when you click on it, it will expand and give you more details about the prizes or how to enter different entries. You could open and close it as you wish. But each sweep also has a box that you can check. I won a prize from this sweep. You can click to record multiple entries. You can favorite it. You can even click not interested and leave it off your list. So if you have trouble being someone who is organized and organizing your sweepstakes, and you want a hand in doing so, I could definitely give my recommendation that this is a great site if you have trouble with organization, because they do all the organization for you. And in all honesty, they've done a fantastic job with the site. So definitely recommend checking out Sweetie's Secret Sweeps. If you are looking for a home for your sweepstakes adventures, or if you're just getting started and really want to learn, there's great lessons to be learned, and they have the Sweeping 101 book for free download that I mentioned, and even a section that says Teach Me How to Win, which is a nice glossary that if you're someone who's not really into social media, what is a hashtag? What is a DM? What is tagging? How will I be notified? And they give you a breakdown from everything to Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and referral links and mail-in sweepstakes. You have everything soup to nuts on this website. So definitely a thumbs up from me. Once again, to Wendy, thank you so much for the courtesy and letting me check out kind of the behind the scenes, behind your paywall there. You've done a great job with both sites. And, if you are a seasoned person and maybe you don't need something with the paywall, the regular website, Sweetie Sweeps, is great as well. So I encourage everybody to check it out. If you haven't already, I'll leave the link in the description of this podcast as well. And once again, thank you to Wendy and everybody at Sweetie Sweeps. All that being said, let's get down to business here and go over a brand new top 5 for this week for episode number 32 of Official Rules, a sweepstakes podcast. And coming in at number 5, because it's one of my favorites, is the Snickers Eggs giveaway. It was posted on Sweetie's Secret Sweeps on March 24th. It actually begins on March 24th and ends on April 4th. So very short time period. It is open to all of our friends in the 50 United States, including District of Columbia, who are ages 18 or older at the time of entry. And it is a one and done. They have one grand prize, which is a year's supply of Snickers eggs to be awarded in the form of 365 individual Snickers eggs. Retail value of $540, so they just snuck in right under the $600 mark for a taxable event. Good luck to everybody who enters that one. I saw it and I entered it right away because I absolutely love Snickers. Coming in at number 4, Pizza Hut's Huddy Sweepstakes, a total of 50 winners. This contest began on March 19th. It ends on April 8th. So again, short time period. It is another one and done. It is open to all of our friends in the 50 United States, including DC, who are ages 18 and older at the time of entry. As I mentioned, 50 winners. The grand prizes, and they're going to have 10 of them. So there's a good shot for everybody. You get pizza for a year. They're going to give you 52 digital Pizza Hut gift cards, each good for one large, one-topping pizza each calendar week. That comes out to $520, just under the taxable event status, as the rest of these will be. The first prize, which there's only one of, a sponsor-specified neon sign, the assumption being that it's going to be a Pizza Hut sign. Retail value $350. 6 second prizes, a sponsor-specified sweatsuit. Limited sizes available, $35 retail value. Probably be a nice Pizza Hut jumper. 17 third prizes, a t-shirt. Retail value of $15. 16 fourth prizes, a hat worth $4. Limit 1 prize per person. This one is ending real quick. Obviously, I am shooting for the pizza for a year. We don't have one close to us, but there is one just north of the border, a little bit past Springfield in Massachusetts. So good luck to everybody who enters that sweep. Coming in At number 3, the AT&T Mobility Prepaid Sweepstakes. Now, this is going to be a weekly draw and a weekly entry. This one began on March 20th. It's going to end on May 14th. U.S. citizens or U.S. resident aliens who are physically located in the eligibility area, who are the age of majority in their resident state, 18 in most states, 19 in Alabama and Nebraska, 21 in Mississippi. Again, weekly entries, time periods will be listed there. Some great prizes to be given away. Reason I entered in this one, they do have a grand prize at the end of this. It's going to be one winner. It's going to be a $5,000 prepaid debit or credit card. As they wrote in this write-up on Sweetie's Secret Sweeps, which was also very nice, the sponsor reserves the right to award the grand prize as a check in the amount of $5,000 at its sole discretion. So in lieu of getting a debit card, if they do tell you that you won the grand prize, say, hey, I noticed in your rules you could give it as a check. What do you think about that? And that might just be easier to be able to get a check, cash it, and use the cash as you would. However, if you do not win the grand prize, you do have weekly drawings, which each winner will receive one $50 AT&T airtime card, as well as, and this would not be a bad runner-up prize, a Samsung Galaxy Watch 7. Very nice. Total value of the gift card and the watch, $340 a week. So good luck to everybody who enters in that one. I did notice you have to fill out, obviously, some personal information for that sweepstake. And do not forget, it will error out if you do not put in hyphens as your area code. So 555-555-5555, for instance. If you put all the numbers together, you will get an error and it will not let you go through unless anyone else has a trick. That's what I noticed for most of AT&T's sweeps, is that you have to include those hyphens in there when you're putting in your phone number. So word to the wise. Number 2 is actually a contest that I am not eligible for, but I did tell my cousin about it. And he was excited. He does sweepstakes once in a while, only if he really thinks it's worth it. I convinced him to do this one, which is a daily. So I have a daily phone call with him, and I kind of have to nudge him and be like, hey, did you fill out your entry form? Yeah, I'll do it later. I get it. Shout out to my cousin Luke. But the Topps Monopoly Sweepstakes, only eligible areas will be for our friends living in the states of New York, Pennsylvania, and Vermont that are age 18 and over. It is a daily entry. It began on March 23rd. It's going to end on May 24th, so you got about 2 months worth of daily entries to put into this sweep. They do have a total of 63 daily prizes of $1,000 each that will be rewarded in the form of a $1,000 Topps grocery or gas gift card, which is nice. So 63 lucky winners are going to be able to get a $1,000 gift card. However, and the reason why I told my cousin about this was really about the grand prize. There will be one grand prize winner. Groceries for life, quote unquote, as they have it listed. The prize is going to be awarded in the form of a 30-year annuity paid as follows: $5,000 in 2025, and then a payout escalating by 2% each year for 29 years, for a total of $225,000 $2,840 and of course 40 cents in total payments. That's a great prize. So, and hear me out. So it starts off as you get a check for $5,000, and it's going to go up 2% every year, which doesn't seem like a lot. But if you tell them, and obviously there's going to be something in a annuity agreement saying, oh, you have to receive it on such and such a date. But if you can get that check or convince them to cut the check to you on January 1st of every year, what a blessing it would be to get $5,000 and then a little more than $5,000, a little bit more than that $5,000 each and every year to help offset taxes or payments, or you come into some kind of balloon loan agreement on a property, or what have you. Property tax. There's property tax is a big thing in Connecticut, and I know in many cases $5,000 is not going to cover the whole thing in a lot of towns, but it does in some. So I haven't asked my cousin what his property tax is, but now that I'm thinking about it, is probably a little bit more than $5,000. But whatever the scenario may be, winning this, you're winning $5,000 cash every year for 30 years. And it's more than $5,000 with the 2% increase. So, it's going to take 30 years to pay out that $200,000. But you know what? It's worth it, in my opinion. How are you going to turn your nose up to free money? I don't know. I thought it was a great sweep, even though it's one that I cannot enter. If you are in the states of New York, Pennsylvania, or Vermont, highly suggest you get in on this one because they're kicking out 47 states and the District of Columbia. So the entry pool is going to be real thin for that one. So good luck to everybody who enters that contest. And coming in at number one, and I love and hate these kind of contests, but deep down I really do love them because it makes it exciting. It involves sports, and it involves a vehicle, the Ford Championship Hole-in-One Sweepstakes. This one begins on March 7th. It ends on March 31st. Luckily for us, it is a one and done. It is open to all of our friends in the 50 United States, including the District of Columbia, who are 21 years old or older, and you must have a valid U.S. driver's license. Very important part. If you are not driving or do not have a license or have some kind of state ID when you're entering this contest, make sure you got that driver's license, or at the very least, get a driver's license before March 31st, because that, in my opinion, would be the absolute worst way to lose a prize, is by not having a driver's license. So, why do I love and hate these kind of contests? Because it comes with a sports caveat. If, and only if, an LPGA golfer records a hole-in-one on the 15th hole during the tournament at the 2025 Ford Championship, will this prize be given out? This will be between March 29th and the 30th, and it has to be certified by the LPGA. So the assumption is that that certification means that they're going to have to verify that it was an actual hole-in-one, with no cheating, the club being a proper section club, a ball being a proper section ball, what have you. But in the end, during this tournament, a golfer who is properly entered in the tournament, if they hit a hole-in-one only on the 15th hole, and the rules are very specific. A hole-in-one happens on any other hole. There's no car, it has to be on the 15th hole. has to be a legally holed ball, etc., etc. If there's more than one hole-in-one, they're not going to give away more than one car. It's just going to be one car. It's going to be a random drawing, and there's going to be one potential winner selected. The prize is a 2025 Ford Expedition Platinum SUV with stealth performance package. It's got the 3.5 liter EcoBoost V6 and 22-inch wheels. Retail value $80,975. So from what I remember, the Ford Expedition is basically the Ford labeled Lincoln Navigator. I mean, it is a big SUV. And obviously, as you can see, it comes with a big price tag. You're probably going to be on the hook for a good 25 grand on your taxes when you win this vehicle. So just a quick heads up. But I love the fact that they're putting a hole-in-one as the qualifier for this. So it makes for an exciting watch if you're into golf, and specifically a great way to have the LPGA get people to watch the ladies who are great golfers. I love to golf, but every single one of these ladies who plays on the LPGA Tour would absolutely destroy me in a round of golf, regardless of what tees we're hitting from. So good luck to everybody who enters in that. Doesn't get much easier. It is coming to an end on March 31st. Remember, one and done. You got to have a license, got to be 21, and got to be a legal resident of one of our 50 states or DC. Best of luck to everybody who enters in that one. And I think that's going to wrap it up for us. Once again, thank you to Wendy at Sweetie's Sweeps and Sweetie's Secret Sweeps. Appreciate you reaching out. I will be doing another review next week, and I have that site picked out. It's a site that I've been using for years. So at least to me, it's going to be easy to review, but maybe when I take a closer look, maybe there's going to be some stuff that I missed. I wish you guys the most luck in the world. Remember, get your entries in by the 31st for Lunchables $1 million Gaming Super Sweeps. Walmart has great sales. Again, if you're buying multiple Lunchables, try to do everything on one receipt. Take a nice clean picture with your phone, crop out the outsides as best you can, and do the upload on their website. If you've won the grand prize like I have, or if you're excited about the gift cards, or you have any big wins that you'd like to talk about, again, sweepstakespodcast@gmail.com. That's sweepstakespodcast@gmail.com. This has been another episode of Official Rules, a Sweepstakes podcast. I am your host, Jay Victor. Thank you, as always, for joining me, and have a wonderful day. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
This has been a father and son production.